I want you to think back to a time you felt inspired. Maybe you were watching somebody do something extraordinary and you began to imagine how awesome it would feel to be able to do that. Maybe the moment you felt inspired is when you were listening to somebody speak and their words were so powerful that it crafted this vision of what the future could become, and you believed it. The moment we feel inspired is the moment we possess potential. And having potential is exciting. It's exciting to think about how different life could be in the future if we just made a couple small changes. And being able to think about what the future could be, having vision for the future, is so important for making a change. Because if you can't see it, if you can't visualize it, it's going to be really hard to stick with a plan. You gotta feel it deep within your bones. What life could be. But just thinking about that isn't enough. Because thinking is not acting. And if you spend too much time thinking and romanticizing about the future, if you spend too much time talking to people about something you want to do, you're going to fool yourself into thinking that you're actually making progress to it. And then when you go 1 or 2 weeks and haven't felt any progress, there goes the motivation. And the thing about motivation is that it comes in waves. There are days we're going to feel super motivated to do the thing, and days where we have zero motivation at all. So motivation isn't going to get you to your goals. Discipline is what's going to get you there. Once you have identified what you want in life, it's on you then to have the discipline to work towards it. And there's a big difference between romanticizing about the future and actually showing up to the grind and taking steps towards that future. Because the grind is uncomfortable. If we're going to make a change in our life, if we felt inspired to make a change and now we're ready to act on it, we got to be willing to get uncomfortable. We're going to need to make some changes to our lifestyle, to our habits, to our patterns. And if we're actually going to get there, it's going to require consistency. Being a rock star for one day isn't going to make you. Just like missing one day isn't going to break you. It's about consistency. And once we have a plan set and we start to think about the work it's going to take to get there, it becomes very easy to talk ourselves out of it, to convince ourselves that, maybe that's not for me. I can't do that. And the moment we say we can't do something, we have defeated ourselves. We have closed the book. There's no shot for it. But if we just add one word to that, if we say, I can't do that yet, now we've got some time. And if we have time, we have practice. And if we have practice, we have growth. So just throwing that word onto it, yet. I can't do this yet, changes that sentence from being destructive to constructive. I can't do it yet is empowering because it allows us to believe that it can happen. Just not today. Maybe not this week. Maybe not this month. But if we have faith in ourselves and if we have trust in the process and we're consistent, we're going to get there. And the words we use on that journey are powerful. That self-talk that we use is going to really determine if we get there or if we don't. If we change or if we don't. Change can feel scary. It's unfamiliar. Change can present failure. And why even put in the work if we could just fail? So don't even try. You know, it's sad to think about, but that is the reality for many people. It's that they're so afraid of failing that they just don't even try. And I'm sure that stems all the way back to childhood. There's a reason some people are open to trying and failing, while others are just fearful of it. And in order to change, it's going to involve using different words. You know, if you are somebody who tends to paralyze, if you are somebody who tends to feel paralyzed when trying to take action towards your goals, I want you to understand that it's going to involve you changing the way you speak about yourself. You're going to need to say things out loud that you might have never said before. Because the words you speak, the vibrations you send into this universe will manifest themselves. And if you say, I'm going to become this, I can do this, you're going to make it happen. The words we use are powerful. And one of my favorite parts about jumping rope is the community. This community is so encouraging and supportive of each other because we are all learning. We all know what it feels like to be a beginner. We all had the courage to try something new and overcome failure after failure. We know what that's like. Nobody picked up a rope and became a master of it. We all showed up. And so when we see other people showing up to it, we respect it. And we encourage it. We empower each other because we know that our words are powerful and we lift each other up. Being able to empower people, especially newcomers, and to see them make that choice to show up consistently, that's inspiring.